Well, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Three Crones and the Woo Woo. I am your word witch and dragon slayer crone, Gayle Nicholson, with Creative Command Coaching and Consulting. To my side, we have Miss Krista Ducharme, our traveling crystal crone, who is now replanted back on the state side of the ocean with dimensional healing. With Krista Ducharme on Facebook. And then supporting us from below, we have Ms. Damaris Samolinski, our stargazer crone, with Ask the Genie with Damaris Samolinski. Hi, ladies. It's so good to see you. Spring has definitely sprung, has it not?
Yes.
Yes.
It has.
Yeah.
It has. It's really beautiful. I don't know if you guys have a lot of flowering trees where you are.
Yeah.
It just so happens on the street that I live on, there are several flowering trees. So there are flowers and petals everywhere.
Nice. They look so beautiful.
They
and then
do.
you had
They
the
really
rain. I can just imagine what the sidewalks look like now.
Oh yes, yeah. We had storms last night or early this morning, and it looked like at our neighbors on their walkway. It looks like it has snowed.
Oh wow, lovely.
Yeah.
Now I've noticed a lot of the dogwood. I've noticed a lot of goldenrod or whatever, the long strips with the yellow.
Oh, forsythia.
Is that forsythia?
That's forsythia.
All righty. And but the crabapple tree that looks so beautiful when it blooms right out my window has not quite got there yet. It's got just the buds.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Harry. How you doing today? Hello, everyone who's joining us. Come on in, grab a chair, grab a beverage, have a sit, and just have some fun with us for a little while.
Krista, around this time we have a cocktail, but now she's on our time.
I know. Now I'm having water. It's water time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. No, although, it's afternoon and we are on a sabbatical, for the next year. So who knows? Maybe one day I will show up with a cocktail. You never know. You never know.
Yes.
You should have played it off so like you're pre-hydrating for another run at the bar tonight,
Well, you never, the bartender is in the house and he does like to get creative. So
there's a lot of exciting stuff going on. Sorry.
It's nice to all be on the same time zone.
It is.
It is.
So I know there's some pretty exciting transitions going on. How is all of that progressing for you? I know you guys went on a site tour the day before yesterday.
We did. So yes, we are getting ready for a retirement ceremony. Well, Kevin's retirement ceremony from the Navy, which is May 17th. So this past weekend, we went to the USS Constitution, which is where we will be having our retirement ceremony at sunset, which is going to be amazos. And, we wanted to get, just touch base, get some information and everything. But we also wanted to ensure that we knew how to get to the site that's going to be where we're having the reception after. That's always handy to do, do a walk through and just kind of see something that you booked, across the ocean. It's like, it's like we had no clue.
Pan out.
Yeah, so we went out and on Saturday, and it's really cool. So everything's very walkable. And we checked out parking, so we'll be able to guide everybody to where they can go park. And so, yeah, we're really excited. That part is progressing well. And seriously, we're doing it over 3 days. It's a 3-day celebration because we have a lot of people that are coming in from out of town. So, the way some people might equate it, it's like a wedding, if you will, except we're celebrating retirement from the military, and we're celebrating, almost 35 years of service. And so, we're having a lot of fun planning it. We're getting the boring stuff done, which is like buying a new bed. We needed a new bed, buying 110 appliances, which if you've never lived overseas before, in other countries, the electrical cycle is 220. Here in the United States, it's 120. And so we had to sell, we sold all our appliances back in Europe. And so now we're replacing the appliances yet again here in the United States. So it's been a lot of research, a lot of purchasing. Yesterday, I spent the day putting blinds up. So my deltoids are letting me know that they're alive and well because I spent the day
alive
doing
and
that. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, it's all good. It feels good. It's one of those, I always tell people, it hurts so good kind of thing. So yeah, but it's,
I think what you're talking about now also kind of fits in with that, the thing that I was mentioning before we got on the air about something that will be taken away from you.
Yeah.
Right. And at first you might be like, but then it's like, yes, please take this away because it's in the way of what's next.
Exactly.
What's next is very exciting.
It is. And you know what? I didn't associate that until you just mentioned it. And that's exactly it for us, because it is time to say goodbye to our time in the military. It's time to move on to other things. I don't want to say necessarily bigger and better, because it's just different, because military life,
minimalist and relaxed. Be bigger and better. It
can be very much minimalist and relaxed. So it's definitely a different transition. Usually when we're doing these moves, it's into another military position. And anybody who has spent any time in the military, it's typically when you're moving, you're going to a position of greater importance or of greater demands, if nothing else. And so for us, it's really nice. He's so fun. He's like, yep, no, all I have to do is get up. I don't have to worry about anything except making the coffee. He's like, and then whatever it is, it's on the agenda for today. And a lot of what's on the agenda for us right now is getting the house in order and getting ready for the retirement party. It's once that's done, it'll be interesting because June 1st is the actual retirement date. So it's going to be very interesting. It's like, so now what?
And by 10:30 a.m., Krista will be saying, would you please just go to Home Depot or something?
Probably. My dad goes to Home Depot a lot. As a matter of fact, he just left. I don't know if he went to Home Depot.
That's hilarious.
He very well could have just gone to Home Depot or Market Basket.
There you go. I'm pretty sure Damaris knows exactly why we're talking about these types of things happening, and she knows what's making them happen.
It's so funny.
Right?
Yeah, it's so funny because before the podcast, before we got on, I was shuffling the cards, and I had already thought about what I was going to talk about today, and the card that showed up for me was the death card, and it's really like what she's talking about, what you guys are talking about. It's like something that's, I call it decaying and dying off in order to rebirth another part of yourself. Again, not that it's better, like you were saying before, but it's just a different part of you that hasn't been experienced yet. So that's how I like to look at it. So, and that's exactly what I'm going to talk about today. It's that Pluto energy.
Then let's get into it, because I am really, really excited to hear more about this particular thing. It's driving me nuts.
All right. So first, let's talk about the Mercury going direct, which is wonderful. And the phase, the shadow phase will end on May 14th. So after May 14th, it's all good. There's no planets in retrograde except for Pluto. Pluto is in retrograde until October 12th. And what Pluto, which is what I was talking about just a few minutes ago, what Pluto wants us to do is he's challenging us to sort of like kill a part of us that is no longer serving us, or is no longer, it's no longer for us. And to reinvent ourselves and to, find other ways. He's challenging us to grow above the limitations, like beyond all limitations. Pluto wants us to go deep into who we really are, and then bring that to the surface. He's calling us to call our power back. It's almost like we have felt that we are, of power. He's asking us to call the power back and to rebirth ourselves, transcend into another being. So I love that part of Pluto. What were you going to say?
No, nothing. I was just like, very interesting.
Yeah. And so there's a part of us that's decaying, and you'll find that in your astrology chart, which is where Aquarius is. So Aquarius is where Pluto is right now in retrograde until October 12th. And that's the area that's really the focal point right now. For me, is the 7th house, which is the house of relationships. So for me, there are relationships that are decaying and that are no longer serving. And then the ones that will stay is where I have to bring to another higher level, to a spiritual level, deeper, meaningful relationships. So that's where it's working for me. I don't know where your Aquarius is.
I'm trying to look at that right now, actually.
For you, Krista, I don't know where it is, but those are the areas transforming. Those are the, what's your rising?
I don't have Aquarius in my chart. What does that mean for me?
No, you do. We have the 12 signs. You may not have a planet there, but your chart has 12 signs. Yeah. So wherever that sign is, Aquarius is where the energy is taking place.
Okay. My rising is Virgo.
Virgo? All right. So Virgo is the sixth, right? Okay, so Virgo, Libra,
Scorpio,
right?
Sag,
then you have
Capricorn, Cap. Yeah.
So yours is in the 5th house. Your Aquarius,
5th house.
Yes. Where's your?
What does that mean?
The 5th house has to do with children. It has to do with your arts. It has to do with creativity. It has to do with if you gamble, it has to do with gambling, or you can gamble with life. Okay. We're gambling with life all the time. So it depends on what kind of gambling we're doing. Gayle, yours was where?
I can't tell.
What's your rising?
My rising is Scorpio.
Scorpio. So that's 1, 2 is Capricorn. It's in your 3rd house.
Okay, what's that mean?
The 3rd house has to do with communication, how you communicate to others. It also has to do with lower education. Lower education just means the education that you're going to use for yourself, not education that you're going to, share with other people, just education for yourself, whether that education, whatever it may be. So let's say you want to get into the real estate market. It's learning all the ropes about real estate, and because you're going to become a realtor. So it's like that. So whatever education you need to get to the next step of your life, that's what the third house is about. So whatever you want to do next, then learning what it is, what it takes to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
Okay, Damaris, now what house is yours in?
The seventh.
You're Aquarius.
I have the seventh.
Okay. See, I'm, and that has to do with.
The seventh house has to do with relationship.
Say again.
All relationships, marriage, all close relationships. It also has to do with open enemies, people that I know don't like me, or people that I know that could be against me. It has to do with that. The seventh, that's what the seventh house has to do with. But the third house is about education, like I was just saying. Education is about also your siblings. I don't know how many siblings do you have, Gayle?
5 from my mother, 5 from my father.
What relationships?
4 from my father. Sorry.
Within that,
What
relationships are transforming within your siblings for you?
I have no idea, unless it's that I've been here with my sister for over a year now.
Yeah.
Not living together, but in the same town again. Yeah. We spend a lot of time together.
Yeah. So that one is transforming.
Okay.
So the way you find out where your signs are is knowing which is the rising, because the rising is the first one, and then taking it from there. So if the rising is so if your rising is Virgo, what's the next sign is Libra? That's then house number 2. Then the third house would be Scorpio, house number 3. The fourth would be Capricorn, and then the fifth would be Aquarius.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. And then the fifth house, you said, has to do with family.
It has to do with children.
Or children.
With creativity. It has to do with gambling, taking chances. So some people gamble like their money, but sometimes you gamble with something that you think may work for you. It depends. It depends where people are at, but obviously you're going to go gamble your money away. So it's not.
No, but I guess you could say that I gamble, because I live life as an adventure. So that is people would perceive that as a gamble.
It is.
And stuff. And so for me, the fifth house right now, that makes perfect sense, because we're doing what we're doing and being here, we're helping our kids, helping, parents.
Has to do with children. Okay. So then the other big thing, so that's gonna.
How did we get from the Pluto retrograde to the Aquarius?
What was that? I didn't hear you, Gayle.
I said, how did we get from the Pluto retrograde to the Aquarius?
Yeah. So where Pluto is in the sign of Aquarius right now, that is where what's transforming in your life. That area of your life, that part of your life is going through a transition. So we have to find where Aquarius is in our chart to see where the energy is at, because the house that Aquarius is in is where the energy is at. So that's what's transforming. Other parts of you could be
Pluto retrograde. What's the impact of that on that house?
So Pluto wants you to sort of like let go of what's not working. Let go. So hypothetically speaking, if you're at a job that's a dead end job and you want to do something different, let's say real estate. I just picked real estate at the top of my head. So let's say you say to yourself, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I want to get into a different kind of career. I'm going to go to school for real estate. And then you're going to go and study and take the test and then become a realtor. Find, a broker and then work for that company and then sell homes. So then now you just switched your career path because what you were doing wasn't working. Does that make sense? So that would be like in your case. So in my case, because it's in the 7th house relationships, it's like all the relationships that have gotten to a point where they're stagnant, they're no longer going forward. And for me, that's also with clients. And so it's not just my relationships, because I have relationships with my clients. So there's clients that either are not moving along with, the energy, or are moving quickly, and they need more. You know what I'm saying?
They're graduating. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why we talked about Aquarius, because that's where Pluto is. And so the house where everybody has Aquarius is where it's really taking form. It's really, shifting. And so Pluto wants us to let go of limitations. Hi, Tira. Pluto wants us to let go of limitations and challenge us to take our power back and just do it. Just, go into it. I also want to talk about Venus and Mars. Venus is going to be in Taurus, and Mars is in Aries, where that's their home. So what does that mean? That means that the energy is going to flow very easily with those two planets. That means that whatever your comforts are, whatever the things that you care about, because Venus has to do with beauty, with comfort. It has to do with, Mother Earth, because it's in Taurus. All of that is moving really quickly in your favor. It's about healing. And then Mars is telling you, like, let's go. We're ready. We've gone through a lot. Now it's time to move forward, to move with the times and go do what it is that you want to do. So it's like go time. That's really what it is with those two planets in their home where they rule. So it's really awesome. So the month of May, only one retrograde planet, which is Pluto. Everything else is going direct. Everything is going to line up for you guys. Whatever it is you've been putting energy into is going to now surface to the top, and you can move forward with it. So it's really May. It's really a wonderful month of getting going. So
nice.
That's good. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Also, the number 6. Number 6 is all about domestication. It's all about nature. It's all about healing. It's all about same thing. Like it's ruled by Venus. So yeah. So it's all lining up. The only planet is Pluto that's in retrograde until October 12th. That one will be in retrograde. So it's time. That time is all for us to, work on our limitations, work on, getting to where we want to be without being scared or afraid. Just do it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
An exciting summer.
It
is. I have to say, I don't know about you guys, but in terms of the retrograde, right? Mercury just ended being in retrograde. And I have to say that I am glad.
Yeah.
I am happy.
It's still in the shadow though until the 14th.
It is, but it feels lighter, for this particular Mercury retrograde that we had. I don't want to say we encountered hiccups that I'm not going to say that probably wouldn't have happened. However, it may have been a lot smoother, maybe fewer of them, because there was, it was technology related, it was communication related. And I'm just like, and I kept saying, we got to ride it, got to flow with it. And because we flowed with it, it was better. But I look forward to Pluto being the only one. And actually I can see how that is a perfect planet for us, exactly where we're at, to be in retrograde. Yeah. Well, we're transitioning out of, into our new life. So this is good.
Yeah, it's about transcending, experiencing new things, not repeating the same cycles.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Getting out of that wash, rinse, and repeat cycle.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Instead, let's change it up.
Exactly.
Yeah. Excellent.
Damaris, how are you going to change up your life? I mean, we see easily how Krista's changing up her life right now.
So for me, I'm changing my business. I already have, I actually just got the logo as we started the show. The guy sent it to me, which I was so happy about.
Nice.
So I'm going from the Genie Within to One Sacred Journey. So I bought the website already. I got the logo, and I'm going to work on the content of the website. And so one sacred journey really is about, it is one sacred journey. You know, the body only lives once. The dynamic, the structure of things that we have in our lives, it's only going to happen once. You know, the soul never dies. It'll come back again in another form, in another place, in another, with other people perhaps. So this is it. This is not really a dress rehearsal, right? And
That's
so
right.
it's this one sacred journey, and what are we going to do with it? And I also got it from my word sacred, and it went deeper and deeper, where I was just like, holy moly, this is it, So each of us has a sacred journey to live, and so my new business is called this, One Sacred Journey, and yeah, it's going to lead into different things that I'm going to be doing within that. I had a store, brick and mortar, before 2020, and then I'm going to recreate something like that. It's not going to be a store. It's going to be more like a healing center. And so I'm recreating that and putting it together, almost like doing the drawings, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'll send you the logo. Maybe you could put it up.
Okay.
Yeah, send it to Damaris. I can't.
Yeah.
Tell me what you think about it.
Gayle, not to Krista.
Well, I'm going to send it in the group, and then you can.
Oh, excellent. I can't wait to see it.
That works.
All right, let's do it now.
Yeah, no, that is awesome. Congratulations. Yeah, and it's kind of interesting that you're talking about your name changing and stuff. I haven't played with dimensional healing, but lately, however, I've asked, because I have a lot of stuff to do before I really start getting back into seeing clients and working with people. So I'm trying to feel, are you still wanting to be dimensional healing, or do you want to be something else? So I get it. And Tracy, my sister,
Tracy, I want you to answer her. So she has it like Gayle in the third house. So it's all about like education, learning new things. I know that she likes to bake, but is she going to take that to a different level? Is she going to always work for somebody else? Or is she going to create her own? Like what's going on with that, Tracy?
Tracy, are you hearing this?
I'm trying.
Oh, there do or do not. There is no try, beautiful.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that she should.
By the way, I demand May the 4th cookies.
Yeah.
My sister keeps running her mouth, and I can't hear everything.
I sent you the logo, ladies.
Okay, cool. Ooh, that's beautiful.
What do you
so
think about
she is. Beautiful. Oh yeah. That's gorgeous. Yeah, no, Tracy is doing May the 4th cookies. I do believe, and she'll tell me if I'm misspeaking, this is the last time you can get them.
Really?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. She's decided that they're a little bit more challenging but to answer Damaris's question, she actually is starting on May the 4th. Her new business, which is Magic Hat Delights, which can be, and she will be found at farmer's market in New Ipswich, New Hampshire, on that day, and has another endeavor already in the works. So yeah, she and her delights are now going to be publicly accessible.
Awesome.
Yeah. So yes, but she's right now baking at the moment, so she can't answer the questions very quickly.
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like 100% she can do that. Her own thing, her own bakery, little cafe, maybe bistro eventually, right? Where
Oh, here she's running in. Hold on. So Damaris she wants to. You're covered. She's covered in. She's covered in all kinds of stuff. So Damaris wants to know if you're actually, because it's your third house. So she's like, there's shift and change for you. So are you looking to open your own business? Are you looking to expand your baking? Are you looking to learn something new?